General Hospital, GH, recaps for Tuesday, October 7th, note that Veronica Ronnie Bards, Erica Slazak, first order of business as the owner of the Quartermain mansion was to stop a search warrant, while Portia Robinson, Brooke Kerr, officially found out she was pregnant. The show picked up where the October 6th episode left off with Alexis Davis, Nancy Lee Grahn, announcing that Monica Quartermain, Leslie Charleson, left the Q home and estate to her long-lost sister. Tracy Quartermain, Jane Elliott, had a meltdown upon hearing the news and vowed to contest the will. Tracy accused the will of being fake and called Ronnie a con artist. However, Alexis was adamant that the document and Monica's changes to the will were valid. Tracy bickered and Ronnie wasn't afraid to bite back, so this new rivalry will be an interesting one for fans to see unfold. While Michael Corinthos, Rory Gibson, was at peace with Monica's decision, Jason Morgan, Steve Burton, seemed very skeptical, especially when Ronnie went into detail about how she and Monica had a falling out when she was 16 and was able to leave her foster home, but Monica wanted nothing to do with her at that time. Of course, Anna Devane, Finola Hughes, and Harrison Chase, Joshua Swickard, arrived on cue at the mansion, just as things almost got overly heated. Anna paraded into the mansion and served Michael with the search warrant papers, but he was quick to tell the police commissioner that his grandmother had given the home to Ronnie. Anna was puzzled to learn Monica had a sister and gave Ronnie the documents to review. After some time of reading and stalling, Ronnie noted an error in the address on the papers, which stopped Chase and Anna from searching the premises. With that said, before Anna headed to the QS, Emma Scorpio Drake, Braden Bruner, paid her grandmother a visit at her office and told her about her kiss with Gio Palmieri, Giovanni Mazza. Meanwhile, Gio was at gym, sparring with his grandfather, Sonny Corinthos, Maurice Bernard, and talked about how much he enjoyed the lip lock with Emma. Still, both Gio and Emma went on about how awkward it's been since the kiss, and both Anna and Sonny agreed that they should talk it out. However, when the two got together to chat about their kiss during the October 7th episode, things got even more awkward. Neither really brought up the kiss, and both were apprehensive about admitting feelings. Gio had asked Sonny if he could come live with him while they were sparring, and he blurted out that he was moving out, much to Emma's dismay. ADA Justine Turner, Nazanin contractor, was also at the gym, so fans watched Sonny and the lawyer get their flirt on, too. Over at Bobby's, Jocelyn shut down Carly Spencer's, Laura Wright, rent threat to Britt Westbourne, Kelly Thibault. Joss reminded her mom that they owed the good doctor a ton since she saved Jocelyn's life from the hook, aka Heather Weber, Allie Mills, serial killer. Britt headed off to work, and Jocelyn asked if Carly was jealous of the doctor. Carly answered with a massive no. She's just upset at Britt. Not only was Britt the reason why Jason went on that mission to Cassadine Island in 2021, the very mission where he ended up going missing for years, but Britt has lied about being alive for years now. Plus, it rubbed Carly the wrong way that Jason didn't tell her he was going to find Britt, and she feels as if he's been keeping something from her since his trip to the Five Poppies Resort. Still, Carly smugly said it won't take long before he spills the beans, and Joss looked very nervous after her mom proclaimed this. Later in the episode, Jocelyn paid Britt a visit at the hospital, where the blonde made it clear that she didn't want her mom to know about her WSB job. Britt proceeded to blackmail Jocelyn to keep quiet. She's asking her for a prime suite at the Metro Court Hotel. It looks like Jocelyn will oblige, especially if she wants to keep her new career path from Carly. Speaking of the hospital, Isaiah Gannon, Swandy Wilson, and Curtis Ashford, Donnell Turner, had a heated exchange. Isaiah thought it was very selfish of Curtis to want to visit Drew Kane, Cameron Matheson, considering their bad blood. Plus, if Drew's recovery was compromised, this would look bad on Portia. Isaiah later told Elizabeth Liz Baldwin, Rebecca Herbst, that it rubbed him the wrong way how Curtis exerted his authority around the hospital, not caring about his co-chief of staff wife, and what this would mean for her career if something terrible happened. Little does Isaiah know, right? Speaking of Portia, after Liz dropped the pregnancy bomb by asking if Portia could be expecting since she was feeling faint, the doctor secretly took a pregnancy test after the nurse left. Of course, it turned out to be positive. Back to Carly, Alexis summoned the blonde and Sunny to Bobby's and filled them in about the Q Mansion search. She also filled them in on the fact that she believes the police are zeroing in on a main suspect, since they never called her back for questioning. General Hospital spoilers hint that Alexis warned Carson that if they had anything to help exonerate Michael with this case, to do so ASAP, as she believes that the PCPD is gunning for him. CDL has the hottest General Hospital spoilers and news, so visit regularly for the best GH information on the web. The air in Port Charles is thick with tension, a palpable fog of secrets, legal maneuvering, and life-altering revelations. Tuesday's episode was a masterclass in emotional whiplash, swinging from the high-stakes drama of a police raid on Port Charles's most prominent family to the intimate, trembling confession of a long-held secret. At the center of it all were two men on a collision course, a desperate father protecting his family, and a vengeful son tearing down the walls of his own. Ronnie outmaneuvers the law at the Q Mansion. The episode picked up with the Queen of Hearts card trembling in Anna Devane's hand, the stark symbol of the mysterious pikeman threatening to consume her. But her personal turmoil was swiftly eclipsed by the arrival of a grim-faced Dante Falconeri and a squadron of PCPD officers at the gates of the Quartermain Mansion. Armed with a search warrant signed by a judge who clearly hadn't heard the term Quartermain influence, Dante was a man on a mission, his professional duty warring with a lifetime of personal history. The scene that unfolded was one of surreal domestic disruption. Tracy Quartermain, ever the matriarchal lioness, met them in the foyer, her voice dripping with icy contempt. Just what we needed to liven up the afternoon, detective. A troop of uninvited guests tracking filth onto the Persian rugs. Behind her, a bewildered Monica looked on, her heartache a silent counterpoint to Tracy's fury. The true clash, however, was reserved for the study. Michael Corinthos, having been tipped off by a frantic Drew, stood toe-to-toe with Dante. The air crackled with the remnants of their fractured brotherhood. "You're making a mistake, Dante," Michael stated, his voice low and controlled, though a muscle twitched in his jaw. "You're letting your vendetta against my father blind you." "This isn't about Sunny, Michael," Dante shot back, his eyes hard. "This is about the attempted murder of a federal agent and a trail of evidence that leads directly to your doorstep. Now, step aside." Just as officers began moving toward the old, oak-paneled walls, a new voice cut through the tension, smooth as silk and sharp as a razor.